So, I don't know, maybe I was being unfair, but I was walking down the street.
Just walking down the street.
No, and I saw someone walking towards me, and he was eating a sandwich.
Oh, yeah. They walk and eat. I'm not a fan of that, but I have to do it sometimes.
Sometimes you got to do it.
I'm not a fan.
Why not a fan?
Because you don't enjoy it.
No, because you're not in the moment.
I like eating in my car. Very happy about that.
Yeah.
Very happy about that. Anyway,
but he had a sandwich. It was in the bag, and he was eating the sandwich in a bag with but he had two hands on it.
Like a hamburger.
Yeah. I'm going, surely a sandwich is a one-handed requirement.
Was it a big salad chicken sandwich?
No, it didn't look
like ham cheese.
Well, that's a good point, because if it was like a...
Well, sometimes sandwiches, like a big salad chicken sandwich is like a hamburger.
And they fall up. Yeah, you've got to negotiate.
Especially if you've got beetroot or grated cheese in there. You don't want that on your pants, do you?
Well,
he's walking.
That's the bad thing about in a car is when you...
I know.
If you don't use the bag, it goes into your lap, and then you look like...
Terrible. The worst thing for me is when I'm going to do a TV or radio show, which isn't that often, but occasionally, or a gig, which is more often.
Yeah.
And I'll get something on the way, and then I'll get out of the car, and there'll be crap on me everywhere.
Crap everywhere.
Like, what the hell?
All over you got to go and vacuum the car. But yeah, because I would have thought a sandwich is
It's a one-handed job.
So what are the things that you do one-handed?
Hello.
No, but
I drive my car a lot one-handed.
I do too.
And my wife tells me off. Come on, two hands on the wheel. Two hands on the wheel.
Hot dog?
Hot dog's one hand. Souvlaki's almost two hands.
It is.
Hamburgers two hands?
You reckon hamburgers two hands?
Well, not the ones that we have after this podcast, but when you get a proper fish and chip shop hamburger.
It's a two-hand, yeah.
But like a Big Mac or a cheeseburger is a one. Oh, Big Mac's almost two hands, but generally those McDonald's type burgers are so squished together, they can be one hand. Don't you reckon?
Yeah.
They're pretty one hand. But you get a McFlurry, you need two hands for that baby. Because
that's
a spoon. It's a sundae. It's like a sundae.
Yeah, and you always because where was it the other day? And I lifted the plate off the table and then started. Is that a bad?
That's how Asians eat, though. That's how the Chinese eat because they get the bowl close.
Oh no, it was yum cha.
Yeah, well, that's fine in their culture. That's
so you
fine.
can lift up with the plate.
Yeah,
and you can go with the thing, and then
the chopsticks. Yeah,
but it was fried rice, which is I find. How can you eat fried rice with chopsticks?
I've had fried rice.
Seriously.
I had fried rice 2 days in a row for lunch. Can you believe that?
But have you had fried rice? Have you ever eaten fried rice with a spoon?
Yeah, that's how I ate it the other day. That's how I ate it yesterday with a spoon.
But so when you go Chinese, you can ask for a spoon. It's not a good look.
No, but I went to a Chinese restaurant yesterday with Adam's wife, friend of the show, and they just have them on the table. They just expect the Westerners. And I like that because it's not embarrassing. They're there. If they're there in a stand with the chopsticks, they're there for you. Just have them.
Yeah,
have them.
I just think I mean, it's a bit of a
cop out.
Well, no, yeah. Well, it's just
eating with chopsticks is a bit of a wank.
Well, it is a little bit, but some people are really good at it, and some people I get cramp sometimes.
Yeah.
I do.
My kids always try and do it, and then they have problems, and then they stick it. They stick the chopstick in the bit of chicken, like a skewer. There. Yeah, it's like just get a fork. Nothing to be embarrassed, but you didn't grow up eating food with chopsticks. Those guys at the next table grew up eating it like that. Obviously, they know how to do it. It's like playing tennis or something, isn't it?
So anyway, I was assessing as I was walking into the city to go to the dentist.
Very good to walk into the city.
Well, yeah, I kept parking.
You park and you walk, don't you? Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, very good.
And I was thinking about things you do with one hand, and I don't want to be unsavoury, but I went to a public toilet one day, right? And the guy next to me went to the toilet, urinal, standing up, used one hand, then went to wash his hand, and just washed the one hand.
Yeah.
What is that quite common?
I've done that.
I say, you only
you
wash the one hand.
I've done that. I remember standing at a country urinal when I was quite young. And the old guy next to me looked at me and went, one-handed job, hey? Because he had both hands down there.
Well, see, I'm not a two-handed guy when it comes. Sorry, ladies, if you're listening.
No, you can urinate with one hand.
Yeah, that's what
easy.
But I always think that I just thought it was weird that you would only wash one hand.
It is weird because you got to turn the tap on with.
Because he'd put the thing on, just run his hand under the. Because nowadays taps just come on when you put your hand there.
Yeah, I know.
And then he just hits what do you do that joke you do about the blower?
I do the Dyson I thought they were a urinal. I walked in, I saw a row of 5. I thought they were a urinal. And a bit of splashback.
And what about, sorry girls again, doing urinal jokes, but what about when you go to you have the line up the urinals, you know, the basin ones, and there's one there for the
kids.
Do you make a joke at that?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Oh, that's for people with really long PPs, that one.
That's a day joke, but it's on topic. I'm sorry.
All right, here comes the music.
Sorry about that. That's shutting you down. Fair enough.
Sam doesn't like that kind of talk.
Well, but it is interesting talking about one-handedness.
Yeah, it is. Because there must be people that operate with one hand because they don't have another hand. They got cut off in an accident or something. Imagine that.
I used to go to the Jack Newton Classic, which is a golf tournament with Jack Newton, who's only got one arm.
He lost in an aeroplane.
He walked the wrong way getting into an aeroplane and lost his
in the
arm.
propeller.
Yeah. Anyway, when we were up there, we were talking about it, and then the next morning we all decided to try and do everything one-handed, as in wash your teeth, put your watch on.
Breakfast buffet. It'd be very hard doing a breakfast buffet with one arm.
Really hard.
Yeah, really hard.
Yeah, and you don't want to look like when you're doing it because you're at the Jack Newton Classic.
Yeah.
I can see you.
Bit insensitive, you guys, walking around
with
with one arm.
Hello and welcome to Somehow Related, and now please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Somehow Related. Thanks for tuning in.
Good on you.
Well done. And well done. And it's a show that we enjoy. We probably get as much out of it as hopefully you do.
Yeah.
It's a very zen.
Very zen existence.
Because
we get a lot out of it. To be honest, we also get a lot of money. People don't realise every time we sit down in these, 10 grand. You get 10, I get 5.
Independently wealthy. This is
That's
and
a
I
joke.
don't
get
donate any of mine to charity.
Yeah, we don't get any money.
We get zero.
But anyway, that's why we love doing it. So, and we are going to do a live version soon for people in Melbourne. That'll be coming up soon. We've got to set the date.
Yeah, we've got to set the date. Yeah,
we'll let you know.
Oh, that's interesting to do a live one.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, because just to press a bit of flesh and meet the.
Well, I've checked with Festival Hall. They've got Sunday, October 19th.
The Opera House?
Well, we'll do Festival Hall in Melbourne first, and we'll go to Opera House, Adelaide Convention Centre.
Something open air, maybe.
Open air Perth.
Open air,
and the Brisbane open air stage they have on the river there, where you're not all play. That one. And Darwin, sorry.
Okay,
we're not going to probably make it.
Somehow Related listeners, I want to hear you say, yeah.
Now we're going to get a band to support us. We'll get like Noiseworks to come on first, warm up the crowd, then we'll come on and just talk like this.
Have you ever done comedy spots before?
Oh, it's terrible.
It's the worst time to do a spot, isn't it? I told that story. I was at My Music Bowl doing a spot before someone, and in the background I get here, the 1 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 2. Anyway,
and the guy goes like this, stretch, and it's like, the worst. Introduce comedy and bands.
Yeah,
they don't really mix.
Okay,
all right, so let's get
two topics from Sam.
Mosquitoes and the foundation of the United Kingdom.
Wow,
I've got to say off the bat,
mosquitoes a bit annoying.
I was going to say this is really hard.
United Kingdom a bit annoying.
Where do you want to start? Just mosquitoes. They're the perfect disease carrier.
Yeah, this is an interesting thing. People, they didn't realise that for a long time, that mosquitoes were causing so much disease.
Perfect.
Yeah, so they would
land on you.
Yeah,
you don't just catch it through your mouth. They go, what I've got, I'm going to inject right into you. Bang, into your bloodstream.
I know they got a little needle, haven't they?
Yeah,
it's amazing, really. The mosquitoes. Oh, do you get? I just remember when I lived in a flat with Kieran, we would get mosquitoes coming in, and I just remember turning on the lights at 1 a.m, and I had to try and find it to whack it with a bit of paper. Because she's someone that attracts mosquitoes. I rarely get mosquito bites, but there's certain people that
that's true.
Love mosquitoes. Mosquitoes love them.
Yeah,
and so then you'd hear that zzz,
and then stop.
Your mosquito's very good. Do it again. And then it would stop, and then you wouldn't see it for 5 minutes. Then all of a sudden, it'd be in front of your face, like just flying right past you.
And then you do that clap in the hand, clap your hands in the air, and then you look at your hand to see if there's a black mark on your hand. Didn't get him. Yeah. And
then sometimes you get them and you see all the blood. You're like, oh my god, look at that.
Which is the female?
Is it male and female?
Hang on, I think the females are the ones that carry, if they're going to carry anything like your dengue fever, like your malaria.
Oh. They just
the poor old males. They're not the females. They're the one. I think the females need the blood in terms of something. Maybe you should ask them why they are getting blood for the
reason
what would be in the blood.
They're just annoying. Whatever. I don't know what purpose they serve, but I mean, I interviewed a guy called the Fly Guy once, an academic. The Fly Guy. And flies, see, this is on ABC Radio. You've done ABC Radio. You end up interviewing people, about, flies or chairs, or you interview everyone.
It's a pretty easy name to give yourself, though, isn't it?
The Fly Guy. He's an academic, expert on flies.
Yeah, what am I going to call myself? Why don't you call yourself the Fly Man? No.
The Fly Guy.
Fly Dude.
And anyway,
Fly Guy.
I'm hanging shit on flies. And he's like, flies do serve some purpose. They pollinate stuff. They're like bees.
Oh, really?
So here's me going, what is the purpose of flies? He goes, well, they pollinate stuff. He goes, you wouldn't have chocolate if it wasn't for flies, apparently. Anyway,
is that why they're attracted to
poo? Why weren't you there when I was interviewing him on ABC Radio? Anyway, maybe mosquitoes serve some greater purpose that we don't know
in
about.
nature, yeah.
In nature. But for us, I think they're really annoying. And particularly if you're sitting outside and having a nice time in the backyard, then all of a sudden
there comes just on dusk. There comes a time you go, now we're going to go inside. And
my partner would occasionally like those coils.
Yeah.
Do they work?
I don't know. Well, I go to Bali a lot.
Are there mosquitoes there?
Oh, hello. That's malaria. That's dengue fever.
Ooh.
So I've been to...
Do you sleep in a tent?
Well, you want some of the tips?
Yeah,
they don't like moving air.
Kids.
So you sleep under a fan. They won't,
Oh, they don't like moving air.
They'll congregate in dark areas. So if you...
So you got to sleep under the fan with the lights on.
Yeah, and you...
That's great.
Put some DEET on. I don't like putting that DEET on. That just seems toxic to me. There's like levels of DEET you can put on that are just would kill.
But if you go to Africa or something like that, you've got to sleep under that net, basically, don't you?
Yeah. And then if you see one, then it's that thing. It could be a female, and so you're going, where is it? Oh, it's landed. I don't know where it's landed. There it is. And then you smack each other. Thinking what else?
So you've really got to be on guard in Bali, do you?
No.
That and the rabid dogs and the monkeys. Gee, that sounds awesome, Bali.
What? Yeah, it's more when you go out a little bit, I think, because around the main islands it's not too bad. And I must admit, last time I was there, there weren't too many mozzies around. But if you go out a bit, sometimes I know. I went to one. I went to Zumba.
You did curves and then you did Zumba.
No, I went to Samba. What's the name of the island I went to?
Sumatra.
Sumba.
Sumba.
Sumba sounds like Zumba, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Zumba also sounds like Fatty Boomba.
Other great observations.
And on that island, they would about once every few days would be out surfing. You look back at the resort, and a truck would drive through, like fumigating the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it would be. They'd say to you, "Look, best if you just stay out of your room between 2 and 3, because we're going to fumigate." And you got to wonder what that stuff is.
Oh my God, DDT.
Yeah, you got to wonder. But certainly around that resort, there wasn't too many mozzies.
No, well, they're fumigating it.
But
they're dropping bombs.
But what have I? But like your Ross River fever too.
Oh, is that also mosquito borne?
Yeah, and that's around. I know around kangaroos and stuff. And that's, I don't know whether it's because of global warming, but it's come as far south as Victoria.
Oh, no.
I had a friend who caught Ross River
virus
because they lived near kangaroos, near the Anglesey Caravan Park.
Oh, my.
Anglesey Golf Course, a lot of kangaroos.
Kangaroos up there. Really?
Yeah. So
you can the Ross River virus down here.
Yeah.
We're nowhere near Ross River. Where is Ross River?
Who's Ross?
It's like a conversation the other week about getting a disease named after you. Poor old Ross River.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Mosquitoes aren't cute. You know how, like, even flies, because of Louis the Fly, have been portrayed as cute over the years?
Yeah.
You know, ladybugs are cute, frogs are cute, but mosquitoes aren't cute.
I've never seen a fly in a Disney cartoon movie.
No, that's a good point. I've never seen a mosquito either.
Mosquito seems that, they just have that, they got the 6 legs? 4 legs.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that long injection.
Yeah.
And those big eyes.
It's like they're like a monster. They're a little monster.
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is, here's what you should check at home next time you're out. Just look out for bits of water that you've left.
Yes, don't leave bits of water around because that's where the mosquitoes congregate, don't they? I've heard that before.
In the dark.
In the dark.
They love a bit of dark and they love a bit of water.
Okay.
So
get your fan on.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know if I can say anything more about mosquitoes. Should we move on to United Kingdom? The formation of the United Kingdom.
So is it? She did state the formation of the United Kingdom.
Well, so what happened then? Because I've just been to England.
God.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay. Japan's out.
I went to Adrian's Wall, which was the wall the Romans built to stop the Scots coming
Is that
down.
like Trump's wall?
Yeah, it's like Trump's Wall. Exactly. It was Trump's Wall of that generation.
Really? How high was it?
Oh, it's quite high, but now it's not as high. Now parts of it are 4 or 5 foot at the height because all the farmers stole the stones for their land, for their building and whatever.
Yeah.
It's still impressive though. You just go in the middle of nowhere and there's this wall with little sort of forts.
So you just look at the wall.
Oh, it's great. Stand on the wall. Kids walk along the wall.
Is there someone there telling you a story with?
Oh, they have museums and stuff near there.
Yeah, near the wall.
Yeah,
Right.
the wall. Near the wall. The wall. They have wall museums.
Wall museum.
No, wall museums.
Yeah, wall museums.
Yeah. Wall, W-A. And also I went to the Wall Museum in Berlin.
And your kids enjoyed going
They
to
love
see
that.
it. They enjoyed the wall.
Yeah, loved it.
Really? Your kids are good.
Well, they've read all about the Romans and stuff. So it's the Romans built the wall. They built the wall. Anyway, and so Scotland, the formation of the United Kingdom is when Scotland joined England.
But who did it come from? Did it come from I thought the Brits were going, hey, we're number one.
Well, you seen that movie with Margot Robbie in it called the Queen of Scots or whatever? It's a recent movie.
No.
And it's all about how the Scottish were, because Scotland had their own country basically with their own queen.
But so did Ireland, didn't it?
Yeah, Ireland did too.
And Wales.
Well, yeah, I'm not so sure about Wales.
I thought Wales went first to Britain.
I think they did. You're right.
And then what was next? It was either Scotland, I think.
Scotland was next.
And then Ireland. And that's why I had all the troubles in Ireland because they're coming and going. And Ireland, they're going, hey, hang on.
Northern Ireland.
Yeah, back off, buddy. So it all generated from the Brits going.
They wanted Scotland, basically. They wanted
For
Scotland.
what?
Well, it must be economic reasons or just to have
Because it's there.
Yeah, because it's there.
But I wonder what formed Scotland in the first place because the landmass, it's all the same landmass.
Yeah, but it is very isolated, though. When you go, even now when you drive up there, there's a lot of space between.
Yeah, there is.
There's just so much space. And you know, when you think England's a small country, we drove around there. There's a lot of farming going on up there.
Still, you would sort of go, if you were you'd sort of go, well, we own that bit down there. So we own up.
Yeah, so we own up there as well.
They didn't fight wars over it.
Yeah, they were wars. Haven't you seen, Mel Gibson?
That's Braveheart.
Yeah, that's about the Scottish.
Stupid mistake.
You can take my, what does he say? Oh, no, he has blue makeup on. Something like that. You can take my country. Something like that. But anyway, can you do a Scottish accent?
That's
Scottish, isn't it? That's not how you make porridge. That's Scottish.
I did that on Fast Forward. That it's not porridge.
Oh, you did that ad?
I did that.
That's not how you make porridge.
Yeah, I know. It's not porridge.
That's it. Yeah.
No, I was up in Scotland and we had that because you know what I watched the other day? A little bit of
Braveheart,
American Werewolf in London.
Oh yeah.
And what's the famous line from that? Stick to the roads, don't go into the moors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we had the same thing. We were up in Scotland, driving round, and we drove into a town. We're up near Loch Ness. And we were trying to get accommodation. Well, you'll not get accommodation here tonight.
Yeah.
What?
The town's full.
Yeah, go into the next town. Stick to the roads. Don't go into the moors. Because remember that film was about two guys.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we could have that as thinking music. Because remember when? Do you remember the scene?
Great movie.
Remember the scene when they're walking through the paddock, basically? And they hear a noise. And then one guy falls over. And the guy goes over to pick him up.
Oh, he's a werewolf?
He gets the shit ripped out of him by a werewolf.
That's right. Oh.
Then they shoot the werewolf, and the werewolf turns back into an old man.
Yeah, that's right. It's a good movie. John Landis directed it.
Oh, right. And I went and watched the part where he's in his lounge room at home, and he doesn't feel well.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
And then he turns it, and the best part is when his face grows, and all the hair, and looks at his hand, and it goes...
That's right.
Fantastic.
I remember loving that movie.
It
But
was.
you know-
Was that early 80s?
Yeah, it was 80s, maybe mid. No, it might be right. And the other Scottish, I was telling a Scottish girl the other day who'd never heard of it, Local Hero.
Oh, that's a great film.
Remember Local Hero?
I mean, he was coming to buy the mountains.
Burt Lancaster.
And
A small coastal town for an oil company.
yeah, and pay him off, wasn't he?
Yeah,
and then he
then
falls in love with them and is moving there. Is that right?
Yeah. The American executive turns up.
Mark Knopfler did the music. Did he not?
Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Great sound. And I'm not a Dire Straits fan, but that is a great soundtrack.
Is there a famous scene from that?
No.
We can't play
The same guy also. No, I don't know if there's a famous scene. The same guy also did Gregory's Girl. Remember Gregory's Girl?
Yeah, that's a period of film that was
I love that.
had a really good sentiment, didn't it? Yeah.
Gregory's Girl was about a teenage...
80s?
Yeah, 80s.
Yeah.
The very early 80s. A teenage
Yeah.
boy growing up in Scotland. And just had some great quotes. Me and my friends used to watch it when we were about 18 and 17. We used
So
to
you
quote it
related.
constantly.
Yeah.
There's something definitely in the air tonight.
And it was obviously about a girl.
Yeah, he was obsessed by a girl who was playing soccer, and Gregory's Girl. Yeah, and had the lead singer from Altered Images and a Scottish pop band in it as well, Claire Grogan, who was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Who got it, and then one of the boys, the boys were just so well portrayed as that daggy 16, 17-year-old.
Yeah,
Such a good portrayal.
they write that so well.
Yeah, and they go. And one was obsessed by Venezuela. We've got to go to Venezuela. Caracas, 10 girls to every guy. I'm going to Caracas. 10 girls to every guy.
The dream.
Take it off.
The dream. So what we're saying is that the formation of the UK.
I believe that is just to be Scotland joining England.
So
becoming the
when
United
a
Kingdom.
formation would it started when what the 1500s?
Oh, yeah, something like that. I can't remember.
I think there were there were century bloody gaps between them. I think, yeah.
Well, if you watch Vikings like I do, you realise that England was made up of several little countries. So there was York, and they all fought amongst themselves. Essex fought the people from York, and then they became united, but they still had Scotland up there. That was
United Kingdom.
Yeah, and because Scotland was very proud people. They didn't want to merge with the British.
So there's what's Great Britain? Is Great Britain United Kingdom?
Yeah, I assume so. Great Britain, I think, includes Scotland now when you say Great Britain.
So there's United Kingdom. How is the United Kingdom different from Great Britain? Is that the same thing?
Well, I don't think Northern Ireland's considered part of Great Britain, is
right,
it?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. But
United Kingdom, Northern Ireland
would be all of them together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bit of an arrogant
move. Great Britain.
A name.
We're great.
Kingdom.
Great Kingdom.
Kingdom.
You've been to England. It's good, but it's not great. I wouldn't say it's great. Slightly depressed. Kingdom.
I don't
pretty good
I don't
place.
mind London.
Oh, I love London. London's awesome.
Whenever I'm in London, I always feel quite at home.
You like it, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Oh, governor.
You're right.
Twice the size of Melbourne, London. Yeah, governor.
I was watching there's a show on it that's just been on SBS called The 2,000 Years History of London.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
What joke did I make when I turned it on to watch it?
2,000 years history of London. Don't know.
It's going to be long.
Does your partner just roll her eyes as you make jokes like that?
No. Well, she normally does. She normally rolls over and goes to sleep. But last night she watched it.
Was it good?
Well, you got the fire, the
plague.
The plague. You got the World War One, the bombing, the World War Two.
Terrible. They've been through a lot.
Look, okay, United Kingdom, fair enough. It's been through a hell of a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And they used so easy to shoot over from Germany. It's not that far. It's like you're in Queensland. You might nip down to southern New South Wales and do a bit of bombing and nip back again.
Yeah, they're very close.
I think it was bombed like
Thousands.
50, 50,
a lot of times.
and they all had they all gave out little bomb shelters.
Yeah.
The Anderson bomb shelter.
Oh, yeah, I saw one of them when I was there.
Oh God!
You can get in it and sit in it if you
Well,
want.
it was in the backyard, was it?
No, it was in a museum.
That's the best. That is the best historical tour I've ever done, which is the war rooms.
Oh, yeah, Churchill's War Rooms.
Did you do that one?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Did you do it with audio?
Yes,
I did.
No, you did the audio. Yeah. Oh, I think we did have audio.
Yeah, of course you
right.
did. It's so competitive.
Oh, so competitive with my tours.
No, but the audio was great because you had little sound effects of the bombings and we shall fight them on the beaches. We shall never surrender. It's
interesting. It's a good place to go to.
Oh, that's
this time in London though. I said I wanted to see. I'd done all those big ones, and I wanted to go somewhere a bit unusual. And this guy who was a history teacher at school said, "Go to the surgical museum. There's an actual there's a surgery in a belfry in an old church, which was actually an operating surgery theatre. And they've just left it the way it was.
Mm.
And so we travel all the way across London to get there on a Monday where it's open between 12 and 3, very limited hours.
Mm.
And then it's just like a handwritten note on the door. Surgery not open today, sorry. It's like...
I think you went to a real surgery.
Maybe. Bulk bill. Won the bulk bill.
Did you do... I did the Whitechapel murders, the Jack the Ripper. Were they the Whitechapel murders?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't do
it. It's really interesting because it takes you on a walk and it shows you where... But the weird part is that it's a sort of combination of old London, new London. So you go down alleyways, but then you're next to an office block where you're going... Well, it's not. I'm not really getting into the atmosphere of what's going on here because you've got a bloke over there,
on his phone,
you're having a smoke outside the building.
It is amazing.
Look, okay, I don't know. I've got an inkling.
Got a bit of a feeling. Okay, all right. Well, let's have some thinking music.
What do you think? Something from what was it? Not Gregory's Girl. What was the other local hero, or something from American
Wolf in
London.
That's a good one. Do that.
Which one do you want? The where he's attacked, or do you want? Because obviously on the podcast it's quite visual, but I reckon we'll go with when they're walking through the. I think they didn't stick to the roads. They went onto the moors.
The moors,
and then this is what happened.
It's moving. It's circling us. Ah, fuck. What's the plan? Plan? Let's just keep walking. That's right, a lovely stroll on the moors. Tra-la-la-la-la. Isn't this fun? It's in front of us. You think it's a dog? Oh, shit. What is it? Yeah, it's a sheepdog or something. Come on, turn slowly. Let's walk away. Nice doggy. Good boy. Come on, Jack. Walk away. Walking away. Yes, here we are, walking away. You see anything? No. Sounds far away. Not far enough. Come on. Jack. What? Where are we going? I don't know. I'll tell you when we get there. Okay, because... You really scared me, you shithead. You gonna help me up or what?
Oh, quite scary.
I remember that being really scary when I first saw that.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Would that be around about the same time as The Exorcist? Because that was that would have been the number
within
one.
5 years of
that was the number one most scary film.
Okay, well, you have a guess. What are you going to say?
I know of late, London's, maybe because of global warming, their mosquito numbers, if you like, have increased. And I'm wondering whether they went through a similar period back in the 1500s, 1600s, where they thought, oh, hang on, we need somewhere to go to get away from these mosquitoes. We need lands further north.
Oh, wow.
So maybe they went, but then they've gone, hang on, we don't own them, so let's go knock on the door and take them over. It's a big call to take over a country because what
mosquitoes.
Well, okay.
What? Sorry, tell us again. What here?
What little things, sandfly things?
That's not mate. Porridge. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, well, that's all right. Well, I was going to say a similar thing. I reckon that there was something happened. Maybe there was an outbreak of a mosquito-borne disease in Scotland that caused.
In Scotland, that caused it. No,
yeah, that would have, because they can kill a big, like the plague killed a lot of people. Maybe there was some version of that in Scotland that forced them to
go south.
No,
but I don't understand.
Because they need the economic backing and stuff of London and all that stuff to survive.
Oh, I see. So they came under threat. So they. Oh, I see.
I don't know. It's a hard one. It seems like mosquitoes in the
formation
so
obscure.
Of the United Kingdom.
I mean, you just don't associate mosquitoes with that part of the world.
Sam's talking about. She's been on
that
pills.
is her job. Obviously, if it's too easy, it's not worth putting up. And as she goes on her journey,
she's had a big weekend somewhere.
She's gone, I'm going to get these guys this time.
I reckon some fan of the show has approached her at a rave. I don't know if raves still exist, and she's going, "Hey, you're the Sam from that. I've got a one for you." And then he's told her this story, and
she hasn't got it right.
No, she hasn't got it right.
She over the loud music. She didn't over the thump music. Yeah, but Sam wouldn't do recreational drugs, surely. Would
No,
she?
but she might be there, like, DJing. Surely this career with us has spun off into a few celebrity appearances.
Sam, do you do any recreational drugs?
Glenn, look at me. What does my face say?
Yep,
Didn't
thought
think
that would be the answer. Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, well, Sam,
Try.
tell us the answer.
In 1698, 5 ships set sail from Scotland. The ships landed on the Darien region of Panama, where the Company of Scotland wanted to create a trading hub and become a global economic power. Scots from Parliament all the way down to poor farmers helped finance the expedition. It has been estimated that between 1/4 and 1/2 of all the money in circulation in Scotland at the time was involved in the gamble. It turned into a catastrophe. Colonialists were bitten by mosquitoes, became sick with yellow fever and malaria. They began dying off at a great rate in Panama. The overwhelming debt from the failure drove the reluctant Scottish to at last accept a unification offer from England. The Mosquitoes of Darien region led to the creation of Great Britain as we know it today.
Wow, well, you were basically right that they were.
But I didn't know it happened in Panama.
But hang on, where's Panama?
That's in South America. You know, Panama Canal. Hang on, as is a Bon Jovi who's saying Panama. Saying that was Bon Jovi, wasn't it?
I was obviously a question on,
Specs and
specs, because otherwise you wouldn't know it.
Oh, but I don't like that sort of music. But it was either Bon Jovi or anyway, whatever.
Anyhow,
Van Halen.
I didn't hear that properly. So they were taking over Panama.
No, they set up a colony there.
Oh, so that
was very.
Send some people over there. Go over there. Set yourselves up.
And this is going to be an economic boom for Scotland. We are going to be an even more successful country.
And they got attacked by Aussies.
They all got...
And it sucked all the money out of Scotland.
Yeah. And so they were forced to accept a deal with England.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. Mosquitoes. Cause that. It's amazing, isn't it? Imagine setting off on that. But they, you know what? I've read about people that said they didn't know that mosquitoes were causing the disease. People had theories it was the air or the water.
Yeah.
But it was that zzz, that thing causing the disease. Imagine that. Imagine that's setting off on that boat to think you're going to save Scotland by going to Panama. It is kind of a
Well, that's basically what they did with Australia.
Yeah.
So Scotland has gone, we're going to do what the Brits are doing.
Yeah. We're going to Panama.
And what happened to our people when they came here?
The initial settlement of Perth was a complete disaster. You read about that when they had
the Dutch come first. Who came first?
Allegedly. Yeah, they discovered it, but they didn't settle.
So there's cruise on past. Keep on going.
Yeah, they even reckon the Vikings came near Australia.
Bloody Vikings! You love your Vikings.
I love Vikings. You're right.
Is that why you wore that outfit in today?
I've got a horny Horman helmet.
So anyway, very interesting.
Interesting, Sam.
So next time...
So that guy at the rave party was onto something, whoever you were talking to, Sam.
If you were at a campfire...
right? What a great story.
You're sitting around and you're slapping yourself going, oh, bloody mozzies, and you're spraying on a bit of... What's your spray of choice?
No, I don't have one.
So you wouldn't put on Aerogard?
Mum and Dad have got... Oh, it would be Aerogard back in the day, yeah.
Because this is what I don't understand. You put on fly spray or Aerogard or whatever, a fly's going, I ate a bit of shit for lunch. Yeah. Why would Aerogard put me off?
Surely they're getting immune to it by now.
Surely.
You'd think
so. But anyway, if you're sitting around the campfire, you can say to people, oh, did you know?
Did you know mosquitoes were the cause?
Oh, it's getting late. Dave's telling stories about the mosquitoes. Oh God.
When was the last time you sat around a campfire, though, you reckon?
Well, most proceed Russell Court.
Russell Court. Do you set up a fire at the end of the night and sometimes, or?
Well, it does remind me of a story that I don't know whether I should tell it.
Well, yeah, tell us. You're on a podcast. You're not on...
But it's not... I started off talking about men going to urinals. I'm going to finish off with something inappropriate about Russell Court. Okay, we were sitting around the campfire one night. We were shooting on a guy's property, and he was a lovely chap, and his wife came over late because we're doing a night shoot. Came over and just got out of the car and wandered over. I was sitting next to the fire on a camp roll. You know what a camp roll is?
Like a bed thing that you roll out, like a swag?
Yeah, a canvas that's rolled up.
Oh, yeah.
And he got out of the car and went,
Tucker, man.
"Hello, everybody. Just brought a bottle of red and a couple of glasses, and I just thought we might say cheers and welcome you to the property and hope you have a wonderful shoot."
So he's a wealthy farmer.
Wealthy. Okay, yeah. I didn't want to say
He did
that.
the voice.
Yeah. Anyway, at that point, I accidentally
Fell in the fire?
farted really loudly. In the dark. So he's gone, "Anyway, just wanted to welcome you all along." And then my fart just rang out because I was sitting on a canvas roll. It came out like a PA system. And then I just started laughing so much because it was just everyone went quiet. It was because and so but the good part was it gave me a bit of energy to go into the night. I had so much energy after that because I'd laughed so hard. It was so inappropriate. Anyway, look, I'm sorry to have started the podcast ended on that. Can we in some ways?
Did it light the fire up? Was it one of those?
Let's not talk about that. That was a period of, we've all seen that on. Your kids would never have done that.
No, they've never done that. But I remember people doing it on scout camps and stuff. Yeah.
It's a blue flame. It's a blue flame.
Horrific.
But it does make you laugh.
But just seeing him do the setup is horrific. You know what I mean? Them standing over and bending over.
Hang on. Get the light.
And then often they pull their pants down, so it's
dangerous.
It's just like
very dangerous thing to do.
Don't do
very
it.
dangerous thing to do. But it is hilarious.
Nothing funnier than a fart gag.
I thought we were going to raise the tone. Can we talk about flower arranging or something, that's
or intellectual? We talked about intellectual stuff,
so we're allowed to sort of take the tone down. I hate to leave you on that note.
Oh well.
Interested in new books? Subscribe to Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is a new podcast with me, Nellie Thomas. Each episode, you'll hear the first chapter of a new release book from top publishers. Subscribe and listen to Chapter 1, a new podcast with me, Nellie Thomas. Search for Chapter 1 where you're listening now.